Starting on the mound tonight for the Redhawks and in the bullpen, left-hander, number 43, Tyler Grauer.
Face the battery again tonight for the FM Redhawks behind the plate. Christian Correa, former Milkman himself, and on the hill is Tyler Grauer. Your umpires are brought to you by Onstad Twitchell, your life, your law firm, with offices in West Fargo, Hillsboro, and Castleton. Those are your umpires for tonight's game. Comfortable night for baseball here. As I mentioned, we've enjoyed a pretty good September day from a weather perspective in the Red River Valley. As we begin the game tonight, because it's mostly clear skies, some clouds, and most teams get a plane flyover. Well, here in the North Country, we get I don't know, what are those, geese? A goose flyover maybe today? They're going to make their way as the Redhawks and Milkmen getting set for Game 3. So Brian Torres has been a little bit of a hit machine in 2022. Been tough to keep this man off the base paths this season. Left-handed batting center fielder. Grauer's first offering is a ball low and away, and we are underway tonight at 6:34 Central Time, and the temperature, I'll make it 35. Temperature of 70 degrees here at the ballpark. 70 degrees, 7-0. Grauer's last start was limited. We talked about his start, and there's a strike in there to Brian Torres. He had 3 innings and change against Kansas City, and left with some discomfort, just taken out, upper body precautionary was the scene on that. But Grauer obviously is feeling well tonight to grab the mound. The 1-1 pitch is laced foul down the left field line off the bat of Brian Torres. Had Tyler not been, feeling 100%, don't get me wrong, he would not probably have thrown. He was honest with where he's feeling. He looks sharp. He looks good. Saw Tyler today in the clubhouse. Got his folks here today. So he's anxious to get on that hill and pitch some outs. The 1-2 pitch is a bit high. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Brian Torres. Again, Torres, Trowbridge, and Kenger, Barnum, Gomez, and Hill, Sanchez, Chester, and Burks. A lineup tonight for Milwaukee. Well, the Redhawks swept Milwaukee here at Newman Outdoor Field during the regular season. The 2-2 pitch comes up and in, and the count runs full at 3 balls and 2 strikes on Brian Torres. Grauer had 2 starts this year against Milwaukee. 11 innings, 10 hits, 5 runs, 11 strikeouts, and 4 walks. But he was 1-1 against the Milkmen this season. Torres has run the string out. Here comes the lefty's 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. That's the way to start Game 3. Spinning that ball away for the batter Brian Torres. There's a number of keys to this game, and obviously the obvious key tonight, score more runs. But secondly, if you can keep some of those boys that set the tone off the base paths, there's no question about it. And Torres is that guy. And here's Logan Trowbridge. A right-handed batting third sacker. Pena even with the bag at third as the lefty Grauer. Trowbridge hitting .222 against the Hawks in the postseason Wolf Cup Finals. There's a strike. That one bread and butter pitch, we know Tyler Grauer can bring it, but his ability to soft away on righties, he and Christian Correa have really danced well together this season. I guess I could probably say that for all the Redhawk starters and Correa. Swing and a miss, and there's that changeup. Whether you're asking Grauer to pitch backwards or whether you just be standard, get ahead, then go to the secondary stuff, it works either way, from Z to A or A to Z, and that's, of course, the challenge against a lineup like Milwaukee. Milwaukee 5-2 in the postseason. Trowbridge behind 0-2. The pitch is sent foul. And our first souvenir of today's game, if anybody is willing to run and grab it, and there's always a kid or two that is doing so. So the Redhawks, back in May, you remember the Redhawks had 18 of their first 21 on the road to start the season. It was a grueling beginning to the 2022 schedule. The 0-2 pitch, Strike three called on a high hitter above the belt. And back-to-back strikeouts for Tyler Grauer. 2 away is Logan Trowbridge discussing that location with Clay Park. So that's an upstairs pitch. Yeah, the belt line to the chest. And I've always said this, as a hitter and a pitcher, you get an idea early on, okay, is that going to be a strike? All right, now I've got that. So here is Will Kenger, a dangerous hitter. The dimensions here at Newman Outdoor Field is like Yankee Stadium. 314 down the line and right, 318 to left. Here's a ground ball hit out to second, and Tyler Grauer's got himself a 1-2-3 inning. How about that start tonight? 4-3 and a putout. And that's all for Milwaukee. Nothing across. We played Monarchs, and boy, did that team really bow up and get her done in the games 2 and 3 of that series on the road, mind you. So here we go to the top of 2, and at the plate is Keon Barnum. Barnum, when you go back over years as the breaking pitch by Grauer a strike, you go back over the last several years, and if you were to make a list of literally the most dangerous swing/hitters in the league, Keon Barnum would be on that list. Plain and simple. The 0-1 pitch. Just a bit outside. And Barnum here at Newman. I mean, Barnum, they're not a park that can hold a guy like Keon Barnum if he barrels the ball. But here at Newman with that short porch and right, and short down the line, 318 to left. If he's going to make contact, breaking pitch, you make sure he gets underneath it like Tyler Grauer just did. High fly ball into shallow right. Maris is there. He's got it for out number 1. 2 schools of thought. Yeah, get him to get out in front on a pitch like that. And number 2, you get him to use the big part of the field if you can to left center, where that's the big alley, 399 in left center. So the big Sycamore, so far so good. He has seen 4 Milkmen and retired 4 Milkmen. And here is Miguel Gomez. A right-handed batting second baseman, Miguel Gomez. Boy, down the stretch, former Giants product, one of the veterans on this team, down the stretch, Gomez had a 2-home run game in the postseason. The pitch is a strike hit the knees. But it seemed like every time I was doing a Center for Special Surgery out-of-town scoreboard, Gomez either had 2 hits and an RBI or a home run and 2 RBIs. And another tough hitter smack dab in the middle of that Milkman lineup. Grauer throws soft away. Count is even, 1 ball and 1 strike. Milkmen took 2 out of 3 from the Red Hawks in Franklin, Wisconsin. And the Red Hawks, as I mentioned, swept Milwaukee for 3 here at Newman. It was part of that first of 2 9-game winning streaks the Red Hawks had in the 2022 season. The 1-1 pitch, good off-speed pitch, but Gomez doesn't chase. 2 balls and 1 strike. Milkmen beating the number 1 seed Chicago Dogs in the opening round series, and then swept the Cleburne Railroaders in 2 straight games. Here's the 2-1. Hit sharply into left field. That ball's got a little juice on it, but Novak is over as that crosswind knocks it down, and there's out number 2. Well, if that is any indication tonight, not a big breeze, but enough of one. Right-handed batters pulling a ball to left field. That breeze is going to act as a detriment to that ball. Right-handed batters hitting a ball to right field, different story. So 2 away, and here's Aaron Hill. This is the second all-time postseason meeting, by the way, between the Red Hawks. This is the second all-time postseason meeting, by the way, between the Red Hawks and Milwaukee. The pitch on the way. Hill takes a strike over the inside corner. Good wiggle on that pitch from Tyler Grauer. They met the North Division wildcard game last season. And the Red Hawks, of course, that magical run last year that fell short to Kansas City, but it started with that win over Milwaukee, then that thrilling defeat of Chicago. There's the changeup away. 1-1 strike on Aaron Hill. The Milkmen joining the AA in 2019. The Red Hawks are 23-18 all time since Milwaukee joined. Over 500. The 1-1 pitch, off-speed pitch, and Hill lays off. 2 balls and a strike on Aaron Hill. Now, we were kind of debating what the Red Hawks were going to do since Grauer had the short stint, upper body taken out, precaution. Was it going to be Wigginton tonight, or was it going to be Tyler Grauer? And by all signs out of the gate here, Grauer looks like the same old Grauer. Here's a high fly ball hitting into right field. Wind is pulling it back. Alec Olin has it all measured up. And Alec makes the catch in front of the warning track in right field. He is broadcasting across various platforms tonight. This series, and to his left, Michael Lang. And, Mike, all those great years in Sioux City and spent some time with St. Paul, the Red Hawks, and Michael has really been an asset to a lot of folks in this community, helping out with a good buddy Mike Scogan at the ball yard over the years and various places. So good to see Mike Lang here tonight. Top of 3 is Hector Sanchez leading things off for Milwaukee. Sanchez bluffs the bunt, takes a strike. Just trying to square that up. Sanchez, Chester, and Burks here in the Milwaukee third inning. A big lefty, Tyler Grauer. What a pro career this young man has in front of him as Sanchez lifts the ball over the retired numbers here at Newman. And one of those retired numbers is here in the building tonight. That is Jeff Bittiger, who has made the trip. Bitt's got, of his great children, all great, but he's got a daughter that is playing collegiate volleyball. So Jeff said, I've got this going on here with my thoughts of my daughter playing volleyball out in the East. But good to have Jeff here tonight at Newman Outdoor Field. The 0-2 pitch, fouled right back, out of play. Fishnet. 0-2 the count. Remains. I forgot I'd put my fishnet away there on that trip to Kansas City. Never know. We might get one tonight. Here's the 0-2. Fastball high. In game 4 of this series tomorrow night, would expect Peyton Wigginton getting the start tomorrow for the Fargo Moorhead Red Hawks. We'll see how the Red Hawks play it. 1-2 strikes on the leadoff man for Milwaukee, Hector Sanchez here in the third. The pitch. Oh, fought one off. Tyler was going for that big strike on that outer half, trying to sneak one past Sanchez's bat. Hector on the year, 258 on the year. Run a couple of doubles, a home run. Then Sanchez, of course, with Cleburne, 20 doubles, 9 home runs. So splitting time between the Railroaders and the Milwaukee Milkmen. And right now, proving that he's a tough out. Red Hawks faced Hector when he was with Cleburne early in the year. The 1-2 is the changeup, just a bit outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. I'd also like to thank Brad Anderson, my colleague and our brand manager of the Fan, who made the trip. I was doing a football game over the weekend in Flagstaff, Arizona, and Brad made that trek to Milwaukee. Excellent job by BA. 2-2 pitch, good breaking pitch. Got him to pop it up. Shortstop Sam Dexter calling for it and has it for out number 1. That's 7 up and 7 down for Tyler Grauer to start today's game. That'll bring up Carl Chester. When's the last time a batter, a catcher, and an umpire have 5 of their 6 initials in their name the same letter. Mike Jones will be on that. So you got Carl Chester batting. You got Christian Correa catching. You got Clay Park, the umpire. That's 5 C's and a P. Just food for thought. So Carl Chester. Here's some Milkman chants coming up. I'm sure they got some family and friends here that have made the trip. Not that far, but a drive from Franklin. The 1-0 pitch is a strike. Carl Chester, handful of games with Milwaukee, 25 games this year. Chester with 20 hits, 9 runs, 5 doubles, and 3 home runs. Tyler Grauer's 1-1 is just a tad low. 2 balls and a strike on Carl. Certainly love the pace that both Grauer and Zimmerman, Milwaukee starter, are going with tonight. Just out there playing a little catch. Alec Golden in right field, Nick Novak in left. Novak playing straight away. Some of that breeze is down here as night starts to settle in. 2-1 pitch, a foul tip for the Correa, and the count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Evan Alexander is shifting Chester maybe a step the opposite way to right center. Leo Pena back at third. Manny Boscan at 1B off the line. Couple of balls, couple of strikes. Grauer sitting on 2 strikeouts tonight through 2 1/3. And here's a little tapper hit slowly out to second. Scooped up by Maris. Quick toss across to first. 8 up, 8 down for Tyler Grauer to start tonight's game 3. That'll bring up the 9-hole hitter, Jeremiah Burks. Since we're into initials, his JB, good to see a longtime friend and part of the American Association front office, Josh Buckles, here tonight. So good to see that JB as well here at Newman as Grauer's fastball runs away. Josh Buckles is a great story, too. My friend Dave St. Peter, who hails from Bismarck, North Dakota, you talk about a guy that invested himself in the Twins, worked himself up the ladder to be the president. Josh Buckles, in that same vein, has a similar path. There's the changeup, swing and a miss. Working his way through an organization, getting out to the league office, and a big part of this American Association that is growing and expanding in ways to deliver its product and enhance its product. What a year it's been. Here's the set by Grauer in the pitch. Strike 2 called over the inside corner. Well, he's got that. When you're running seams, when people talk about 2-seam fastball, seam fast, seams run, side to side, in and out. Cutters. The 1-2 is hit sharply up the middle. It is backhanded by Maris. 9 up, 9 down to start the game tonight for the Big Sycamore. How about that? Peter Maris has been a busy man. 3 assists already in tonight's game. So nothing across for Milwaukee. We played 2.5. So Tyler Grauer, who's been staked now to a 5-run lead, but I will tell you again, as much as that is a thrilling thing for Tyler, you've got to come out and try to jumpstart that arm again. It's been sitting down, and he's wrapped up, got a jacket on, staying warm, I'm sure, but you got to go out and try to find that rhythm right out of the gate, and that's a good start. There's a strike right down the middle. Grauer more than effective in the first 3 innings of work. The young man has only thrown 39 pitches in the game. The lefty, the rookie pitcher of the year in the league, delivers a bit off the plate to the left-handed Benning Torres. 1 ball and 1 strike on Bryan. And Torres, a .374 hitter in the regular season. What a year for Torres. Torres struck out against Grauer to start tonight's game. Here comes the 1-1. Off-speed pitch. Good pitch. Nice call by Correa. Good execution by Grauer. It's fouled back. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Brian Torres, another Falcon Tire foul ball. Falcon Tires available across the region at Big Jim's Tire in Grand Forks, North Dakota. Also available at Schumacher & Sons in Grafton. 1-2 the count on Torres. The 1-2 pitch. Rides high and tight. Well, 7's been the number in the first 2 games of this series. Milwaukee won it 7-3 in Game 1. The Red Hawks in Game 2 Sunday, defeating the Milkmen 7-1. 2-2 the count. Lefty versus lefty. Here comes the pitch. Fouled off to the left. That's in those red deluxe seats. Tomorrow night, as you come out to the ballpark, we surely hope that you do. If you're available in the area, by all means, and bring your ears along and tune into Red Hawks baseball. As a lot of folks do here, always great to see them. 2-2 the count, and the pitch. Breaking pitch hit softly out towards second. Fielded cleanly by Peter Maris. Throws on to first, and there's out number 1. That's the 4th assist by Peter Maris in tonight's game. He's been busy. Grauer had a couple of strikeouts in inning number 1. So 2 strikeouts, 4 ground ball outs, and 4 fly ball outs. In fact, the only ground ball outs he's got have all been to Peter Maris. Here's a 2-hole hitter, Logan Trowbridge. Caught Logan on a belt high strike, and he starts him off with a backdoor breaking pitch for a strike here in the top of 4. The 2 fields these clubs play in, vastly different. And I'm talking about, the texture, the turf in Milwaukee or Franklin, Wisconsin. Trowbridge sends a hopper to short, finding a ground ball to Dexter. He's got it, and Sam's been pretty good all season long. That continues here in Game 3. 2 up and 2 down for Milwaukee, and it brings up Will Kenger. Milwaukee at Franklin Field, beautiful ballpark. It's turf infield and outfield. And here at Newman Outdoor Field, Tommy and his staff, the Red Hawks grounds crew, take a lot of pride. This field looks beautiful tonight. So Kenger, the batter, he grounded out to Peter Maris to end inning number 1. 5-0, Red Hawks lead it. Top of the 4th inning. The lefty from the set position and delivers a strike at the knees. And this is what you wanted. The Red Hawks had a long inning, bottom 3. Boy, you come out here in the 4th, and Grauer hasn't missed a beat. Correa setting up away, and the 0-1 pitch is right where Correa set up. Strike 2. In fact, how relaxed was Tyler Grauer before the game today? Caught him reading a book in a clubhouse. Just sitting on the couch, casually reading a book. That's what you like in your starting pitcher. The 0-2 pitch is a wasted fastball up in the zone. As Kenger says, wait a minute. Well, pitchers like that, you get up 0-2, you send that heater up in the zone, you get that eye maybe thinking high, and then maybe drop something soft away or spinning away. Let's see. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Well, he came down and in. Strike 3 called. He struck him out. Boy, he snuck a heater down to the zone. Kenger asking location. And it's another 1-2-3 inning for Tyler Grauer. Or can just be Tyler Grauer, keep the Red Hawks in long enough to get some runs. Well, he's done more than that. And now round 2 against this part of the lineup for Milwaukee. Keon Barnum, Miguel Gomez, and Aaron Hill. Tim Flacco, I noticed, had a posting today. Certainly the passing of Morey. Good pitch. Grauer delivers a strike. John Dietrich, of course, who I mean, that was your connection, by the way, to Maury Wills, to Fargo Moorhead. That was the conduit. Here's the 0-1. Barnum pulls foul. Yeah, for those of you that don't know, and Maury passed away today, and a friend of the Red Hawks and my broadcast partner, and you look back when this started, when the Red Hawks started, and they were going to have luncheon, have a speaker come in. You're trying to figure out who could you come and speak to the team and speak to the community and speak to the organization. And John Dietrich says, well, I'm friends with Bobby Bragan. I'm going to see if we can't get Bobby Bragan here to Fargo to speak. The 0-2 pitch. Strike three called as the big Sycamore got the brush out and painted one on the outside corner. Hunters one away. 4 strikeouts in the game for Tyler Grauer. Well, he is some kind of extra special tonight, and here's Miguel Gomez. So Bobby Bragan was available. I don't know if Bobby had another engagement, but Bobby was available. And for those of you that remember Bobby Bragan with the Dodgers, and if you've seen the movie 42, well documented Bobby's early thoughts of playing with Jackie Robinson. As Gomez takes a breaking pitch down. And then Bobby Bragan became one of the biggest advocate and fans of Jackie Robinson and so on and so forth. Well, Bobby was available, but he said, hey, John, why don't you get Maury Wills to come and speak? He's got a great story. 1-0 pitch is a changeup low. Why don't you, I'll see if we can get Maury up there to speak. So sure enough, John got a hold of Maury, came up. This is, again, at the beginning of all of this. We're talking about 2.5 decades plus now. And when he came up, there was such a resounding swinging ball foul down the third base line appreciation where Bruce Thome, he said, you know what? We need to find more room we need to find Maury Wills some time here, maybe to be a bench coach or a base coach or an instructor. And then eventually they said, you know what, Maury, why don't you join Jack and you guys could be the broadcast team with Jack. But that's how it got going. A 2-1 pitch wiggles over the inside corner, strike 2 and Gomez. So Maury served as a little bit of everything right out of the gate, and then settled in with us here on the broadcast booth, and the rest was, as they say, history. But it was all started asking to get Bobby Bragan. He wasn't available, got Maury, and he came and was part of it ever since. 2-2 the count. 5-0 Red Hawks lead. Here's the set by Grauer, the pitch. Just a bit down and in. 3-2. You talk about a championship series, and you need these big performances are part of the equation. 3-2 the count, and Miguel Gomez. Grauer's payoff pitch is pulled foul. He came back with that money ball that he's had tonight, that soft changeup, got Gomez out in front. Miguel Gomez, of course, one of the veterans on this team. Talked with Correll Prime today, by the way, and he was glad to be back in Fargo. Prime, former Red Hawk, part of Milwaukee now, and tore a meniscus, so he's out for the rest of the season also. But he'll be back. 3-2, the count remains. Grauer to Gomez. Hit sharply and pulled to Gomez. Hit sharply and pulled foul down the left field line. Yeah, Correll, he's kind of a fan favorite. I always joked that when Correll was with the Red Hawks, if I talked with my parents, Mother Marge and Father Roy, and I'd always say, who do you think's going to homer tonight? Her answer was Correll Prime every time. Now it's Ward, Pena, Maris. She picks them all. 3-2 the count. Maris has homered tonight. The Red Hawks putting up 5 runs in the bottom of the 3rd inning. And that's what we got. It's 5-0. Grauer having his hands full, though, right now with Gomez. Here comes the payoff pitch. Is a 2-hopper to second, played by Maris, and so far, so good. 2 up and 2 down. And Peter Maris has been a busy man, and Tyler Grauer keeps inducing those ground ball outs 2 away, and here's Aaron Hill. Aaron Hill tonight has fly to deep right. He's hit the longest ball for Milwaukee tonight. Here he sends a shot to short, but a one-hopper right to the chest of Dexter, and another 1-2-3 inning for the Big Sycamore. How about the night tonight for this young man? We are through 4.5 from Newman. It's still Fargo Moorhead 5, Milwaukee nothing. This is FM Redhawks baseball. The top of the 6th inning. Tyler Grauer certainly has been a story on there. And I like to bring good friends on board here, and he just happens to be the chairman also and the general. And Bruce, can you hear me okay? Okay. Well, Bruce, first of all, the team's looking good tonight. Team looking good tonight. Got to feel pretty good. It's been a tough day, and I imagine your phone has been filled with memories, but I think I can speak on behalf and today on all Red Hawks fans, to yourself who, and John Dietrich and yourself. But, I was thinking today in my car trying to reminisce, and I'm thinking, I never would have met him without Bruce Thome. You had an idea to put him in the booth, and forever grateful for that. Here's Hector Sanchez as he swings and slices the ball near the right field. Alec Olin says, I finally got a ball since way back in the first inning, and there's one pitch and one out. Bruce, I know that it's just such fresh news that it still kind of hurts today. But, boy, I tell you, if you've seen any of the social media and people talking, it's been unbelievable today, hasn't it? Huh. Yes, he does. He also deserves the Hall. And as you know, here's Carl Chester. Was talking with Brad Thome earlier. There's a good pitch in there for a strike. And Brad, I know that you guys and Brad and or you have been able to get down and see Maury over the years. What I think was in L.A. And that's exactly right. And there's a line to right field, and the perfect game has been broken up in the top of the 6th inning. How about a round of applause for that? And the fans are recognizing this. That was a perfect game. Tyler Grauer had 16 consecutive outs tonight. 16 consecutive outs right up until that hit by Carl Chester. That's pretty impressive. And 6-0 Red Hawks lead it. I said today in one of the articles and in an interview I was doing, Bruce, that the funny thing about Maury is, he couldn't walk in L.A. without getting mobbed, and yet he found a solace in Fargo, North Dakota, where he was treated like just one of the neighborhood citizens, and there's a pitch down at him. But you found that too, right, Brucey? One ball, no strike, and Burks, the pitch, he is fouled away. Those folks here in Fargo Moore, they come out to the ballpark and they know him as old, Uncle Maury and that whole gang and all that. And here you are, General, sitting with 30, 40, 50,000 people there to honor him. Yeah. Oh, my gosh. I keep looking behind me waiting to see when another pie pops up here. And I'm not soliciting, mind you, the 1-1 pitch or strike. But I tell you, he must have had something with the pies, Bruce, because we've never eaten so well in all my life. With ice cream, by the way, on a good night. 1-2 the count on Jeremiah Berg. 6-0. Red Hawks leading at top of the 6th inning as Grauer checks the runner. And the pitch home. Breaking pitch low. I told the story, Bruce, a little bit ago, is that, how it came to be. Bobby Bragan, I think, was one that you were going to bring in to speak, and then Bobby wasn't available, and Maury was, and here comes Maury. And then Bruce Thome, because I worked for Bruce, I don't know, for three decades plus. And the general, I know one thing, that if Bruce Thome likes something or he sees something that he might work with the organization, whatever companies you've run, you've had this ability to spot that. And Maury Wills was no different as Grauer comes from the set, the 2-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Oh, the Big Sycamore First one past the bat, it works for out number 2. I remember you specifically saying, we got to find a fit for him somewhere. He's got to be involved in this organization. Wasn't that, Bruce? And you found a little bit here, a little bit there, and then put him up in the booth, right? The banquet. I didn't go through the whole. I didn't go through that. No. Ball pulled foul by Torres. Classic thumb, classic move, by the way. That's the way Maury said. Yeah, that's right. That's the way. I was going to ask you, there's a napkin involved in that breakfast, but if it was just the flat-out checkbook, that was even more. Sure. It was such a, it's wild because the story just grew. And, of course, he became part of this community and one of Bruce's closest friends as well as, obviously, mine as a partner. But I got so many questions like, what's the Maury Wills Fargo connect over the years? Okay, I get it. Maris was the MVP in 61. Wills 62. They both had museums in Fargo. Nobody could figure out the middle part of what a kid from born in the projects in D.C., lived in L.A., played for Pittsburgh in the Fargo. But yeah, that's you're forever going to be linked, by the way, Bruce, to that story. Nights like tonight, he just ate up baseball. The 0-1 pitch fouled back. I mean, he'd sit here and, well, and I could soft toss him anything, and he'd turn around and say, okay, now, Jack, see how he's looking over to, he's looking over to first. That means he's probably going to go, see how he looks at his home now, and he's probably going to throw over and yeah, all that. And I'd say, I got you, Mark. I said, yeah, and he'd get into that whole, yeah, he's a baseball knowledge, well, when you've played for so many years and, 0-2 the count on Brian Torres. The pitch is a little broken bat flare. Pena's got this thing measured up, and look at the night for Tyler Grauer. The perfect game broken up here in the top of the 6th. But I'll tell you what, that shutout's still intact, and after 5.5 innings of play, it's Fargo Moorhead 6, Milwaukee nothing. Darren says, Jack, I have to share my favorite memory of you and Maury calling a game. I was driving back towards Fargo from Kenmare, North Dakota. And I definitely remember from roughly Donnybrook all the way to Minot for probably 2.5 innings, all you guys could talk about was different kind of pies that you had eaten over the that sounds about right, previous few days. I really have no recollection of who had cooked those pies. It was quite the eventful and entertaining discussion for certain. Yeah, that's Logan Trowbridge leading things off here in the top of the 7th. I mentioned my friend Mike Jones, who had real close with the Wills, with Maury and his family, and Mike and his wife Linda are season ticket holders, and Mike had said, Jack, the golf story, please. And I got to tell you that oftentimes traveling, when you travel a lot of miles together and spend a lot of time together, and I never really was a golfer until Maury and connected with me and we became broadcast partners, and he was a golfer. So I think I got a set of clubs for Father's Day maybe one year, and I took up golf. And so I could be with him and share stories. Good pitch, breaking pitch, strike, and it's 1-2. Red Hawks leading 6-0. So we would be wherever we were, Madison, Chicago, St. Paul, Winnipeg, we'd golf. We'd then one day go out and golf. And usually people wanted Maury to golf because he's a famous Dodger, and so oftentimes we probably wouldn't have to pay for that round of golf, to be honest with you, because of Maury. The 1-2 pitch is a fastball away. So we are in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. And normally it was just for Wills and me to spend some time together away from the booth just to be friends on a golf course. Well, 2 business guys that were in the clubhouse really were begging to golf with Maury Wills. And so Maury said, oh, Jack, this is our time, Jack, but it's up to you if you want to let these guys. And I said, well, I mean, we don't. 2-2 pitch is hit in the air to right center field. Alexander over, Oland over, and Alec Oland has the catch for out. So we said, all right, Maury, well, we can golf together alone sometime. Let's let these two business guys, they seem like they want to golf with you. So we're on hole number one, and the business guy number one tees off down the middle, another guy number two, and Maury tees off, good shot. I tee off. And then my phone rings, and it's my daughters, who are probably 2 years old. I have identical twin daughters at the time, 3, and they want to talk to Daddy. You know, oh, my girls are calling. Oh, hey, girls. And I'm on the cart kind of talking to the girls on the cell phone. But this time, Maury and the two business people have already teed off, and there's a big swinging foul ball down the first base line. And they're already on the green, and I'm because I'm talking to my daughters, I'm kind of lagging behind, but I realize I'm behind, and I do a quick, okay, love you, Sam, love you, Cam, and I hang up, and I floor it to catch up to Maury and the two business people. Well, there's a couple of areas where the ground was under repair, where they stake off the like the ground, the fairway, and I didn't realize this. Here's the 0-1. Strike 2 over the inside corner to Will Kendrick. And it comes upon me, and I've got the golf cart on full, and I think Canadian golf carts, I don't think they have a governor on it, because that cart felt like it was doing 70 if it was doing 10. And I mean, I am flying. And Maury's on the tee, or the green, with the other two business guys. 0-2 pitch fouled away. And they're watching me race to get to them, and I swerve to get away from this hazard, and my foot gets wedged and stuck on the gas pedal of the golf cart. Now, the cart isn't going straight anymore. It's heading towards the back row of a residential section. And they're watching all of this happen like in 3D, like in a bad movie. And the breaking pitch away. Well, now I've got to make a decision. Stay in the cart, head back into someone's yard, or try to get out of the cart and save my life. And I go to dive out of the golf cart, and my shoelace gets stuck on the pedal, and now you got a 6'5" guy hanging out of the golf cart side as it's rumbling over a gravel road headed towards the back of a residential section. Swing and a miss, strike 3, as Grauer continues to mow down the Milkmen. 2 up and 2 down. That'll bring up Keon Barnum. So Maury apparently is out there, just their eyes are open, their mouth agape as they're watching this happen. And I am finally, and I'm scraping my elbow, and my head's bouncing off the gravel, and the golf cart's spinning, and dirt is flying up everywhere, and the dust is flying. It's crazy. I finally release my body from this runaway golf cart, and the golf cart jumps a gravel road and lands on the hedges and bush of a Canadian residential section guy's backyard. And I think the guy was watching from his house. Maury's watching from the tee box with these two business guys that have no clue what's going on. And Maury is literally almost peeing in his pants on the green. He's laughing so hard, but he knows that his partner's also been probably bruised and injured. It was just mayhem. And here's a little soft liner up the middle, played by Pena from third, makes the play to first, and that's out number 3. And I shake myself out, and Maury Wills and I shove that golf cart off the hedges of this guy's backyard, and we got to the tee box. That was whole. Tyler Grauer enters the 8th inning of work. Just chatting with Chad Ekron here between innings, and Tyler Grauer, who, knocked around a little bit against Kansas City, and then, maybe something wasn't all completely, up to snuff and feeling great. And Tyler had a short stint against Kansas City. And you were concerned, a little upper body, take him out precaution. And I said it from the get-go today. Tyler was honest with Kevin McGovern and his pitching coach, and then his manager, Chris Coast, Anthony Renz, and Robbie Lopez, bullpen coach. He felt great, looked good, felt good. Folks are here. Says, yeah, no, I'm ready to go. And was he ever ready to go? If we go to the 8th inning, Miguel Gomez leading it off. The lefty Growers, and was he ever ready to go? If we go to the 8th inning, Miguel Gomez leading it off. The lefty Grauer's pitch, and there it is. Still sharp. Breaking pitch in for a strike. I mean, that was his 86th pitch. And here we are in the 8th inning. This rookie pitcher of the year is showing why here tonight on the north side of Fargo. The 0-1. Inside and low. Milwaukee, through 7 innings, has had 1 base runner. Think about that. 1 base runner. It'll be Gomez, Hill, and Sanchez here in the top of the 8th for the Milkmen. 1 ball, 1 strike on Miguel Gomez. The lefty Grauer kicks and throws. Hit sharply in the second hit of the game as the veteran Miguel Gomez sends the ball into left field. Now you also, when will be time to take Tyler out, let him walk out to a ringing round of applause on what is his last appearance in 2022. Superfan charging this crowd up. Been a good crowd tonight. In support, this game approaching 3 hours in length. There was a really long, I didn't time the bottom of the 5th inning, but when the Red Hawks put up that crooked number 5 in the bottom of the 5th, I think the key there, not only put up the 5 runs, but then came back the next inning in the top of the 4th, and Grauer had a 1-2-3 inning. That really set the tone. Good pitch, floats in for a strike. You know, the mark of these pros is when the bright lights are on. You know, how do you respond? And the bright light has been shining on Tyler Grauer tonight, and he has embraced it and stepped into that and actually just played a little catch with Correa. The game plan tonight, so solid. Now it's a 6-0 lead. And as I like to say, the 27th out has not been recorded. We're in the top of the 8th. So nothing is decided until that final out is recorded. The look to first of the pitch. Popped up, right side, down the right field line. Olin over near the corner. Does he have room? Alec Olin, did he make the catch? Alec Olin makes the catch down the right field line and then fires it back in to the infield. Alec Olin disappeared in the corner. Not a lot of room in foul ground here, and Alec Olin had his eyes on that one. It would have gone foul. That Alec Olin, he can cover some ground. He stayed within the range. It got over there and politely made the catch. There's out number 1. And the Red Hawks also, with the absence and the leg injury to John Silviano, certainly playing for Big John, the Johnny September we were calling him, such a massive part of this Red Hawks run. Here's Sanchez, the right-handed batting catcher here. And Sanchez turns the ball down the left field line. Here's your first extra base hit of the game for Milwaukee. Sanchez digging for 2 as Novak digs the ball off the wall. And Milwaukee with runners at second and third. As much as I'm sure the Red Hawks would love to see the big Sycamore finish the 8th here, probably going to give him this batter. Chester broke up a perfect game, by the way. Carl Chester, the batter, broke up a perfect game with a 1-out single in the top of the 6th inning. If you just joined us, that's right. Tyler Grauer, not just a no-hitter, had a perfect game going through 5 1/3 tonight. Red Hawks will concede the run to get the out, leading 6-0 with 1 out here in the 8th. Chester's 1 for 2. The set by Tyler and the pitch. Breaking pitch low. Do you imagine, tonight, and we didn't see it, didn't happen, but what the scene was like in the field for Don Larson, to throw one of those babies in a World Series. And Grauer was making a little run tonight here at Newman. Now it's about outs. Pena back at third. Dexter, Maris back. Boscan off the line at first. Right-handed batting Chester. And the pitch. That's a strike. Also tomorrow night, we could see Christian Young going for Milwaukee. Tune in tomorrow at 6:10, the pregame show. 1 ball, 1 strike to count on Carl Chester with 2 in scoring position for the Milkmen. The pitch hit sharply into left field. That'll drop in for a base hit. Fielded out there by Novak. Sanchez will stop at third. Coming in to score is Gomez. And Milwaukee is on the board, trailing at 6-1. And that'll be it for Tyler Grauer here tonight. But what a night for Tyler. Very strong. All you do is ask your starters for a chance to, keep you in the game, give you a chance to win. It may not be it. Instead of Anthony Renz coming out, it's Kevin McGovern, so hold on. I mentioned the Red Hawks have a little bit of wiggle room here. But now you've got runners at the corners and 1 away. Grauer has been able to retire Burks 2 times tonight. And Grauer's pitch count now at 94 in the game, so there will not be a pitching change. They're going to let Tyler see if he can get another out here. Now, the best case scenario is to get a ground ball to a position player. So Chester, the RBI single, he's got 2 hits tonight. Now, the bullpen will be fresh. Everybody available tonight. Yesterday, an off day. And the Red Hawks chopped up Sunday with relievers, almost an inning per reliever. The pitch, that's a fastball down and away. If you can get by tonight, and the Red Hawks they want to win the game, but if you can get by without using Jones and Dubord and some of those arms that they certainly have used to sew up games, that would be nice. 1 ball, no strikes pitch is a changeup away ball 2. Now, you want to get the win, period. If Jeff Bittiger's arm was feeling great tonight, they'd sign him and put him out. Whatever it takes to get a win is what you do. And now, I understand, as Chad Eckert informs me, Alex Dubord is warming up in the bullpen, by the way. 2 balls, no strikes on Burks. The pitch is in there for a strike. Jeremiah Burks. White Sox, here's a guy that can hurt you. First and third. Sanchez, the runner at third. Chester is on at first. Dexter, Maris, Pena all hoping for an opportunity here to roll one. The 2-1 pitch. Strike 2 called on the outside corner. 2-2 the count. 6-1, Red Hawks leading. Take a 2-1 series lead and leave themselves a chance to just get 1 more win for the Cup. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, first and third. The rookie left-hander's pitch is an off-speed pitch. Did he offer? No, says Jeff Head, the first base umpire. 3-2 the count. Six runs, 9 hits, no errors for the hometown Red Hawks. 1 run, 4 hits, no errors for the Milwaukee Milkmen. But 3 of those 4 hits here in the top of the 8th inning. They've pushed across their lone run here in the 8th and are trying to add on. We'll keep our eye on Chester at first. Will he take off to avoid a double play? He does not. The pitch is a ball. He walked him, and now the bases are loaded, and that'll be it for Tyler Grauer. But I'll tell you, when he gets taken out and makes that walk, and this is his final appearance in 2022, and Tyler walking back behind the mound, but let me tell you, as much as Tyler doesn't want to come out, he's going to come out. It's the second visit, but you have done your job. 100 pitches thrown tonight. He had a perfect game going into the 6th inning with 1 out, and Tyler Grauer being recognized by his hometown fans. The Big Sycamore standing tall tonight. He gave his team a chance, and we'll tell you about the reliever when we come back. That one's for you, Maury. And the Red Hawks have won it 7-2 and are a game away from an American Association championship. 7-2 your final. Luke Lind catches Hill looking, and that is all for Milwaukee here in the ninth inning. The Red Hawks win it by that score of 7-2. Milwaukee in the ninth, 1 run on the Barnum home run, and our final score of 7-2. 7 runs, 11 hits, no errors for the victorious Red Hawks. 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Red Hawks. Tyler Grauer, the Big Sycamore, the win. And the loss goes to Ryan Zimmerman. Maris homers for the Red Hawks. Barnum homers tonight for Milwaukee. Our postgame show is coming up next. We'll chat with Red Hawks manager Chris Coast. Take a look at the highlights and look ahead to Game 4 tomorrow, where now the Fargo Moorhead Red Hawks have put themselves 1 game away from capturing their first ever American Association.